Welcome to Deception, Murder in Hong Kong. A deduction game for 4 to 12 players. It's 4 of us now. In this game, we assign a role secretly. The role is behind this card to each player. In this game, there will be 2 investigators, 1 forensic scientist, and 1 murderer. The forensic scientist is the only one that will flip and show to everyone the role, since they will be the game master. So what the forensic scientist is trying to do is to give clues to all the players about how the murder happened and what the murderer used to do it. We distributed 4 clue cards, these red ones, and 4 mean, or we call it just weapon cards, these blue ones, to each player. The forensic scientist doesn't need them. After that, the murderer, has to indicate from one of their cards 1 clue and 1 weapon. How does that happen? So everyone will close their eyes, and then the forensic scientist will ask the murderer, or the accomplice if there is one with more players, to open their eyes, and they will indicate quietly one of their cards for the weapons or one for the clues, so that the forensic scientist knows what happened.
So for the purpose of the video, let's reveal the...
Yes, in this game, actually, the murder was dun. So she indicated...
When we closed our eyes, I indicated to the scarf and the speaker. So the forensic scientists now know that this was the tool that was used for the murder, and this was a clue.
Yes. After this phase, the forensic scientist will the scientist. I'll just say the scientist.
The scientist.
Because
Okay.
one scientist.
The forensic.
The scientist will take one of the 4 location cards, put it here. The cause of death, this is just 1 card of this type, and then draw randomly 4 of these other scene tiles that will also help us understand the scene of the crime. So the scientist takes a bullet, which basically is like a pointer and just indicates which of this information in the card is the important one. They do this for all the cards.
So
in this case, for example,
can the scientist now explain why you put the bullets on the marks that you did based on how I pointed at the cards?
So the cause of death is suffocation because the weapon is a scarf, and the location I was looking for something like a nightclub or like a bar with loudspeakers or music, but I couldn't find anything, so I thought it would be probably like a living room.
Yeah, from this selection, definitely.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then I think it will be like in the afternoon with won't be able to be seen by any of the bystanders because I think they'll be like in their own house. So if they're in their own house, I kind of guess they'll be lovers. And there's also no sudden incident. So out of all the 4 orange cards, I don't think they are very helpful.
Okay. So after this, there's a next phase where all the players in order usually discuss briefly about what happened, what they think, who and which card they are involved. Remember that every player has only 1 actually chance during the game to try to solve the crime. They can discuss as much as they want, but there's only 1 chance per player to try to solve the crime. Blame someone.
But you have to identify correctly the tool and also the clue.
Yes, and both. The person, yes. So if you want to use this and really blame someone, you have to be sure about the tool, weapon, and as well the clue, not just the person. So basically, if we will now show how we would continue with this game, and I would start as the first person saying my opinion. According to the cause of death, suffocation, I would say that I think that I'm not blaming yet, I'm not using my badge, but I think the murderer is Carolina because she has a scarf. And I think it's not Francesco because he doesn't have any tool, weapon, which would be able to cause a suffocation.
It would be probably hard to suffocate with steel tube.
Yeah, no, yes.
But maybe possible.
Honestly, I'm convinced that that's not the case. But because I have no idea with all the other clues here, what of the clues card would be this. That's why I'm not using the badge yet, and I'm just saying my opinion that I think the murderer is Carolina with her scarf.
Okay, so then I would express my opinion, and then Francesco, I would be obviously bluffing because I would say that suffocating can be connected also to Monica's rope, and because it's lovers, it can be either a ring or a rose because it's like a romantic thing. Yeah, so that would be my clues, but I'm not sure which one of these are it yet, so that's why I wouldn't place my badge yet. And then it would be Francesco.
And then I would just agree with both of you, because definitely I'm not the murderer, and they both make sense. I'm not sure, to be honest, which one.
Okay, so now that we all expressed our opinions, there would be another round, which
no
would
one
mean
wants
that the
to-
scientist draws from a pile and needs to exchange
And
it with one of
yes.
the orange cards,
Yes,
right?
replaces one of these cards with a new one, and also
To hopefully help us understand better
who's the murderer,
who's the murderer.
And,
murderer's personality.
and what they did.
Forceful.
Forceful, okay.
I would not know how
Maybe
this can help me
it's-
to
well,
come
it's-
up with what clue card it could be. So I can not really say much, then I would stand still on the
That's
same
probably
thing.
I think I'm gonna still stick to Monica because maybe it's somebody who is very like pressuring somebody to get married or something. Something like that. Somebody who is like a very like it can be like a passion crime, but
Forceful.
yeah.
Personality. Murder's personality.
I'm still not decided between the
I
the
don't
two.
know.
Okay,
Yeah.
do we...
Probably based on lovers, I would still get to Monica.
Okay.
Do we go to another orange
Yes.
card?
And now we go to the final
So
one.
this is the final orange card.
And to protect Monica, because she's not the murderer, I would remove this one. And then place evidence left behind. And it's unrelated.
Evidence. So there's no.
So the evidence is not linked to the weapon.
I see.
Well, I'm saying the forensic scientist is trying to show that like the lovers is not that important because they replace the card. So I'm saying that on my defense and sticking again back to Carolina murdering with scarf. But I don't think that this evidence left behind can help me with identifying the clue yet.
I would say that I think that the fact that the scientist removed the lover's card doesn't mean that it's not valid anymore. It should be just another clue, right?
Sure. That's what the murderer would say.
The scientist had to choose something, so I am putting my badge here. And I think the clue is the rope. The tool of the murder is the rope, and the clue is the ring.
Dun, 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 dun.
And then
The scientist will tell you
You are wrong.
that you're wrong.
So
that's
you're
it.
losing your badge.
I'm losing my badge,
is
okay.
Which you
discarded.
didn't need anyway. But
Okay.
Alright, and what now?
you are a murderer in disguise. No, you're an investigator in disguise.
So,
Anyway,
the
It's
rest
not
of-
Monica, it has to be Francesco.
No, but it can be still me, but you picked the wrong option as well.
Yeah,
honestly.
it could still be
What?
Monica is the murderer, but you picked the wrong card.
Yeah,
I
actually.
picked the wrong
Let me see. How
card.
was the?
Like, no, I'm saying
Okay,
possibly,
yeah, I
right?
understand,
Like,
okay.
possibly. It doesn't mean that it wouldn't be me, but because it would have to be all three things.
Yeah.
correctly.
So the scientist cannot give him information. Like if you guessed one of the two cards right, of the person
They
is
cannot
correct,
say
they cannot.
anything.
They only have to say yes or no. If it's correct or not.
But
Okay.
yeah, but it would have to be all three things. It would
Yeah,
have
it has to be all correct.
So obviously, so then they would say it's not correct. So, but that means it can be still me,
No,
but
but
with
you
the
don't have to-
different one.
I know, I'm just...
Okay. And then, because I'm very smart, I will point you and point these two.
But
But how did you come up with the
I don't
speaker?
know.
You had an instinct.
Deus ex machina. I knew everything from the beginning.
So,
I went back in time and I.
So you
find
would
out,
say these two, and at this point, the scientist would say that you are correct, and
Yes,
you win the
and
game.
we would win. The investigators would win the game.
The murderer loses the game.
But if you point at me and you say it's spider and a scarf,
Then I would
Then,
lose
lose
my
the
chance.
you lose the badge,
And
and
only
only
Monica
Monica
could save
can
us.
save us.
Yeah.
Save you. But I would say, but obviously it's Monica. I mean, she knows that it's not her, right? But like, I can also say that it's you.
You would have to just confuse me with the means, because with the clue. I mean, because you know that I still don't know which the clue card is, right?
Yeah.
So, like, if Francesco would have a wrong guess, I would have to. You would still have to confuse me with this card.
Yeah, there's nothing in here related to lovers, right? It would make no sense.
But that was because our forensic scientist was looking only at your cards when they were putting the bullet. So the smart thing is to look on everyone's.
Yeah. First time.
Firstly, you have to look on the ones of the murderer, but the secondary you need to think to not point out on another person as well.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's how you play Deception, Murder in Hong Kong. As you can see, it's quite a quick and dynamic game, and it works very well in groups. Either with your friends or if you are at the party. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more board games, more playthroughs, recommendation, give us a like and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching, and remember, trust no one. See you in next videos.